What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with the week's hottest topics. You guys, these are going to be the hot topics for the week of July 30th through August the 5th. You guys, can you believe it? We're already in August. Like, the year is literally flying by, and wow, can you believe it? We're almost done with the year, almost. So, these, like I said, these are going to be the hot topics for the week of July 30th through the 5th of August. This is the week's hottest topic, number 74. So if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't yet subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a huge solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to my channel, turning on those post notifications, you guys, and sharing the video. And with that out the way, you guys, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so the first story up, we're going to start up with the rest in peace. So two people that I knew of, I'm going to talk about. So the first one is going to be Nichelle Nichols. So Nichelle Nichols, if you guys are not familiar with her, she was an actress that she played on the TV show Star Trek. She was a black woman. She was actually, she played, I forgot what she played, but it was a high-ranking position that she had on the show. And I know that she was instrumental in helping black women to, go into space. So she was a pioneer. And she passed away this week at the age of 89. And I think that she passed away due to natural causes. Now, the thing about Nichelle Nichols is, so I think Nichelle Nichols also suffered from dementia. Because I recently saw on Nightline about a month or two ago where her son was on there, right? So Nichelle Nichols had been under a conservatorship since since she had been diagnosed with dementia. So her son was in a battle. No, it wasn't Nightline. It was a TV show it's a TV show that comes on ABC. It's a TV show. I can't think of the name of the show, but they were talking about Nichelle Nichols and her son. So he was in a battle with the person that was over her conservatorship because he felt like he was doing some, shady things when it came down to her finances. So they were battling with that, and now that she's deceased, I just wonder how that story is going to end. I wonder. But yeah, really sad. But 89, she lived a good life. You can say that she lived a long and good life. And then the next person we got to talk about is NBA legend Bill Russell. He passed away this week as well at the age of 88. Now, at this current time, I don't know, what happened. I don't know if it was natural causes or if he, I don't know what happened. I know he has a daughter, and I know it's just interesting. Perfect. Okay, thank you. So yeah, sorry you guys, but those are the two. I know that some other people have passed this week, but those were the most notable two that I recognize. But let's go ahead, you guys, and move forward. And rest in peace to both Nichelle Nichols and Bill Russell. All right, you guys. So next up, let's do an update on Brittany Griner, you guys. So this case with Brittany Griner is just ongoing, and at this point, you can literally see that Putin and Russia, they're just basically using Brittany Griner as a political pawn, right? It's basically a get back. For me, that's how I feel. I feel like it's a get back. So it's like, okay, so you guys want to aid Ukraine in our war against them. Now they got Paul Whelan, they have Brittany Griner, and then last week I found out there's a third guy over there in Russia that he's a teacher. He's a teacher as well, and I believe I believe he has a similar situation to Brittany Griner where they said he had drugs on him. And so his family is saying, hey, I know you guys want to get Paul Whelan, Brittany Griner, but don't forget about him as well. So this week, Brittany Griner, she just went to court again. Now you guys know that Brittany Griner did plead guilty, and she said that, she is guilty of it. She had it in her bag, but she forgot that she put it there, right? So she was saying that, hoping that they would go be a little bit lenient on her. And this sentence that they gave her is not lenient at all. So they've sentenced Brittany Griner to 9 years in a Russian prison, and I'm just like, 9 years behind some cannabis oil. Okay, but like I said, we can literally tell that this is a political thing. Like I said, it's a thing of, you guys want to back Ukraine in our war against them, so we have your people. If you want them back, you're going to do what we say, basically. And you guys know that President Biden said he doesn't negotiate with, terrorists. But in this situation, with Brittany, with Paul Whelan, with the other gentleman that's over there, God knows what they're doing to our American people. And I know that they're trying to work with Russia to get them back. They were going to give them an arms dealer from Russia, but then they also want this Russian assassin. So he's in another country, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get him. My thing when it comes to Brittany, actually, my thing when it comes to any American at this point now, when it comes to any American, do not take your ass to Russia for any reason. And I hope and pray that they are able to bring all three of those American citizens back home safe and sound. And I will say that with each one of them, I know that they're going to need immense therapy to get through the ordeal that they've been going through. And for Brittany, this should be a wake-up call to the WNBA. Or, just be a wake-up call in general, right? Because Brittany Griner is really going over there to Russia to play basketball because she doesn't make the money that I feel she should make here in the U.S. I think, now don't quote me on this, but I know they make well into the six figures here in the U.S. The WNBA. I know they make at least six figures, right? I think they make at least they make $100,000 or more. But that's also, that's like when it comes to the most notable WNBA stars, right? Like now I haven't watched the WNBA in some years, but the biggest name that I can think of right now, Cheryl Swoops. I really would love to know. I really would wonder, what did she make back in her day? Because if you guys go back to the 90s, Cheryl Swoop was one of the most notable WNBA stars in the league in the 90s. But I know that in comparison to Michael Jordan's, your Michael Jordans, your Karl Malones, your Scottie Pippens, I know that woman probably wasn't even making half of what they're making. And that's the situation when it comes to the WNBA currently. Whereas the NBA, these men make millions and millions of dollars plus their endorsement deals. And the WNBA ladies, they get the scraps. They get nothing. And so they have to then go and play overseas to make up what they're not making in the States. So the Basketball Association needs to get together, and they need to figure out a way to pay these women what they rightfully deserve, so that way we don't have situations like Brittany Griner where they are having to play in the WNBA here in the U.S., make very little money, and then they have to go to another country to. Now, if that is something that they choose to do on their own volition, absolutely, that's fine. But if they're doing that to make subsequent income so that they can afford their lifestyle, you need to take a look at that, and you need to rectify that. You need to find a better alternative. You need to pay these women their worth. And I think it's really sad when you think about the NBA versus the WNBA. The WNBA, like, I don't even know if they really pack out arenas like the NBA does. Now, I will say here, like I said earlier, I haven't really watched the WNBA lately. But I do when I'm at the gym. I have saw some WNBA games on, and I pay attention to them because honestly, those women, like I say about the men are talented, but those women are talented as well. So we need to pay the women what they rightfully deserve. So that way, like I said once again, so that way we can avoid situations much like what we are currently dealing with. And like I said, for Brittany, when she is able to come home, I do hope and pray that she does get, the therapy, because I can't imagine what that mental toll and that anguish is for her. But I also do want her to never return to Russia to play for Russia ever again. Once you get out, you tell them, I'm good, I'm done. I will never return to Russia. But let's pause here, you guys, and let's move on to the next story. Alright, you guys, so I didn't put it in my notes, but I remembered it as I was coming downstairs to record. So let's talk about Will Smith, you guys. So Will Smith is once again back in the news, and I'm just like, oh my God, will this story please go away? Like, recently Chris Rock spoke out about the slap. Now Will Smith is once again issuing another apology for the slap that was heard around the world. You guys. And it's like Will Smith is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Like, he's damned if he do and damned if he doesn't. And I think somebody spoke out recently. Oh, it was Tyrese. Last week, Tyrese made this long ass post on Instagram, and I think I saw it on like the Shade Room or something like that. And I was like, can somebody, paraphrase what the fuck Tyrese is saying? Because y'all know how Tyrese is. He's extra. But Tyrese was like, this is Will Smith, but if it was anybody else, they wouldn't have received the same treatment that Will Smith has been, subjected to, right? And also, who was the comedian that spoke out about Will Smith this week and said, just was disgusting? Who was? I can't even think of who. I know who I can see him in my head, but I can't think of who it is right now. He spoke out about Will Smith and his family and talking about his kids. Now, see, if you got it, here's my thing with people. A lot of people and like Wanda Sykes, a lot of people were acting as if Will Smith slapped them, or they act as if they could feel that, like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, they act as if, oh my God, I felt that slap too. So it really bothered me. It really hurt me. The fuck? And then people still want to blame Jada. How are y'all blaming Jada? I still don't understand the people who blame Jada for this. That was Will who went up there and slapped Chris Rock, not Jada. Not Jada. And he even said that she didn't say nothing to him. So I don't understand how people are still mad at this woman. She did absolutely nothing in this situation, but people want to find any reason to be mad at the black woman. I don't understand it. But yeah, Will Smith once again apologized. I'm glad he did it publicly. Now, does Chris Rock have to accept the apology? No. If he does choose to accept it, I hope that at certain, I know it was done publicly, so Will Smith issued a public apology more than once. At this point, let's let it go away, right? At this point, he apologized to Chris Rock. He apologized to, I don't know why he apologized to Tony either, because Tony didn't get slapped. But I guess because that's his brother, and he, I guess, I don't know. You guys can, I don't know. I don't really, I don't care. I don't care, right? But let's see what I want to say. I was going to say something else. Oh, if Will Smith and Chris Rock if he accepts the apology, I hope now going forward that we can get everything, since we've issued public apologies, can we now just let this be private between them, so that way we can stay out of it? Because I don't want to hear anything else about Chris Rock, Will Smith, and that damn slap. I don't. I'm over the slap. I'm over it. Literally over it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys think that Will Smith should have apologized again? Are you some of the people who feel like Jada's at, blaming Jada for God knows whatever reason? If you feel like Jada was at fault, please explain to me why. I would love to know the answer to that question. What did she do? And I'm not going to attack anybody. If you guys have different opinions than me, you guys know I always welcome that. So definitely chime in the comments below, and we will move on to the next story, you guys. Alright, you guys, so the next story, I forgot to put this in the notes as well. Wendy Williams, you guys. It seems like we've been talking about Wendy Williams a lot lately. I do know that Wendy did... Oh, now, let's talk about something with Wendy. So you guys know we have been talking about Wendy Williams and her doing a podcast, right? So you guys know she has a new manager, but I don't think he's ever dealt with entertainment, right? I think he's like done I think he's like been in the jewelry business. I could be wrong. So you guys know that there is a new Instagram for her podcast. When is that podcast coming out? And at this point, looking at Wendy, I don't think Wendy is well, you guys. I gotta be honest with you guys. I like Wendy, but I don't think that Wendy is well, and I think Wells Fargo might have been onto something with that whole conservatorship with her finances. I think Wells Fargo might have been onto something, because we have saw Wendy in interviews. We saw her with that interview with TMZ where she looked disheveled. That wig, it wasn't classic Wendy, because Wendy Williams never went on her show looking any kind of way, except for in the pandemic when she was in that gaudy ass apartment. That was it. But I do believe that I do believe that Wendy's mental, it might be taking a hit. I do. Because this week it came out that Wendy got married. I was like, wait a minute, who did she get married to? Now, I heard that this came from Jason Lee over at Hollywood Unlocked. Now, I didn't really look too deep into it, but I didn't know about it until yesterday when I saw on the blogs that people were saying that she wasn't married. I was like, huh? When did Wendy get married? Who is Wendy married to? I'm a pray and hope that it's not true that Wendy's married, because like I just said a minute ago, I don't think that Wendy is in a great space right now. I don't think that Wendy is in a position to get married, because I feel like, although how we felt about Kelvin, I feel like anybody now who would come into her life and want to date her or even marry her, I feel like this person, anybody, would be only after Wendy because they feel like she is in a vulnerable state and a state of confusion, and they can easily take advantage of Wendy. When it comes to Wendy, I want what's best for Wendy, and right now I don't think that Wendy being in the public eye is what's best for her. I don't think her having a podcast is what's best for her. I don't think her getting married is what's best for her. I know people have their feelings about the Wendy Williams show ending and Sherry getting her show. I think, honestly, and I'm gonna keep it open and honest, you guys, I do believe that the people who make these decisions for, canceling the show and everything, I think that those people made a great decision. I'm not gonna say Wendy's a liability, but I don't think Wendy is healthy. I just don't see it. I haven't wanted to really 100% accept it, but now I'm right there. I don't believe Wendy is in a good place, you guys. I really truly don't. I really don't. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about Wendy in the comments below, and we're gonna move forward. Alright, you guys, so next up, let's go ahead and talk about Mystikal. So Mystikal is back in the news again. I'm like, damn. And it's once again for another Rapia charge. I'm like, damn, nigga. You didn't learn the first time? What is it with men? And what is it with people? I'm gonna just take out men. People in general. But we know men are the primary, men are primary for, Rapia cases. Now, there are women who do it, but it's more notable with men. When it comes to Rapia, I've always said it and I'll keep saying it. If a person tells you no, that means no. Don't do it. Stop. Pause. No. Like, remove yourself from the situation. Go find somebody who is willing and wants to have sex with you. So Mystikal is accused of rape. He was arrested on charges of I said the word, but he was arrested on charges of Rapia and domestic abuse battery. So he is being held in jail, right? And he's being held without bond. But the lawyer believes that once they go to court on, I believe, Tuesday, go to court next week, they believe that he'll get a bond, but it'll be a high one. I'm afraid that he doesn't. Especially when I read these charges, I'm afraid that he doesn't. So he's being held on bond for 10 charges. His new charges include first-degree rapia, simple robbery, false imprisonment, simple criminal damage to property, and drug possession, you guys. What? I'm not even worried about the drug possession or the damage to property. It's the first two. It's the first three, actually. Rapia, simple robbery, and false imprisonment. So if I'm thinking about this and listening to it, I'm not. So you probably held this woman against her will, and then you rapia'd her. Like, what? So yeah, and this first degree charge, it has a sentence of up to life in prison, and if the prosecutor wants, or the prosecutor DA, if they want, they can actually go for the death penalty in this situation. Like, I guess when he said danger, he literally meant that. He is dangerous. I don't get it, you guys. I don't understand it. If a person tells you no, that they don't want to sleep with you, especially men, get out of that bullshit with your fragile masculinity and that ego. Just because you feel like you are big man, oh, you should want to sleep with me or stuff like that. If a woman or another, if you're a man and you sleep with men, or if you're a man and you sleep with women, if a person tells you no, even though you feel like you are, I'm the shit, I'm that nigga, I should be able to sleep with whoever I want to. If a person tells you no, that means no. And just go find some, like I said, go find a willing participant. I'm pretty sure if that person said no, there's probably somebody around the corner that would love to have sex with you. Do that instead of forcing yourself upon a person. I don't get it. And I think that's the other thing. Masculinity, the ego, and you can't take rejection. That is a problem with not a lot, but most men. That is a problem with most men. Most men are not strong enough or equipped enough to handle being rejected. Deal with that problem, that you can't handle that you are such a little bitty ass man that you can't handle rejection. I'm gonna pause here, you guys, and I'm gonna move forward because I don't want to spend too much time on that. But definitely let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, and let's pause here and move forward. Alright, you guys, so this next story, I think that there's something wrong with this couple, Blueface and Krishan. There is literally something wrong with both of these people. And I really wish that the blogs would stop posting them, like Baller Alert, Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk. I really wish that you guys would stop posting about Blueface and Krishan, because it just gives them, I mean, I'm not saying that they're thirsty or anything, but you guys keep putting them in the media, so they keep doing things. Because certain things I feel like are stunts and shows when it comes to Blueface and Krishan. So, I watch Baddie South. Unfortunately, I watched that show. And even from that show, you can look at Krishan and you can clearly see that there is something visibly wrong with that young lady. I don't know this. I think her mother has some drug issues. I could be wrong, but I believe her mother has some drug issues. I just want to know who in her life, because how can anybody literally sit and watch this relationship with her? It's toxic. The relationship with Blueface and Krishan is one that is very, very toxic. So Baddie South, she got into a fight with Persuasion, I think that's her name, from Bad Girls Club. I don't know which season she was on, but she got into the fight with when she whooped her ass in that sink. Bitch, I died laughing at that shit because that shit was funny. But she, that girl Persuasion, like, yeah, I was riding your nigga's face. Ladies, why do y'all do that? I don't understand what it is about women, certain women. I don't understand why certain women feel like that's an insult to say, oh, I was sleeping with your man. That's not an insult, baby. That's not an insult. That just means that that's a little bitty ass boy, that's a weak ass man. And if I was a woman and another woman came and said, I slept with your husband, I slept with your boyfriend, I slept with your fiance, okay, do you want him? Because that would be my first response. Do you want him? Nah, bitch. I'm just letting you know that I had your nigga last night. Okay, bitch. Do you want him? No. Okay, then what are you telling me for? Like, why are you trying to throw that at me as if that's some kind of prize? Yes, he's my husband. Yes, he's my boyfriend. Yes, he's my fiance. And he did cheat on me, and that does hurt me. But I'm going to handle him. I ain't worried about you. But you knew about me. I got an issue with that. But I'm going to handle that with him. But I just never understand. When I see that quite often where women do that, throw that in another woman's face, and I'm just like, what is the purpose? I don't understand the purpose in doing that. I've never understood the purpose. If somebody can explain to me what the purpose of that is, why do women do that? Throw another woman's man in their face if they're sleeping with them? I don't understand it, but hey. So yeah, watching Baddie South, I realized, I was like, damn. When you look at Krishan, she is hella obsessed with Blueface, and I don't know why. I don't understand why. So this week a video surfaced of those two, and he was abusing that girl, and I knew it. I had a feeling in my spirit that there was some probably physical abuse going on between Blueface and Krishan. I had a feeling that it was going on, but I was like, maybe it's just me looking too deeply into it, because like I said, if you just look at the relationship, it's toxic, and I'm like, if it's this toxic in the pub, if we see this publicly, how toxic it is, I'm only curious about what it's like behind the scenes that we don't see. Because even Krishan got into Krishan recently, but when I first found out about who she was, that was when she was going back and forth about his mama. I'm like, wait a minute, you in an argument with his mama? I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. You're arguing with his mother. And he didn't do nothing. I was like, well, that's kind of telling. It's kind of sad. It really is sad. And the reason why I say that's sad is because if you look at her and all the antics that she's done, I'm like I said, I watched Baddie South, so this is my first introduction to her. So I realized this past week with the episode that just aired this past Sunday, when it was her. So on Baddie South, which is a terrible show, by the way, the house is split. The girls are split into separate sides. So on one side, it is a girl by the name of, what is that girl's name? The new girl that they just brought in. I forget what her name is. Scotty. It's a girl named Scotty. I don't know her from anywhere. It's the girl Jayla from BGC 14, which I didn't watch that. It's the girl Ann. I don't know who Ann is. All I know is that Ann sucked a goddamn gas pump. Girl, how are you giving a gas pump a blowjob? That is nasty. Ugh. A gas pump with fumes coming out? Okay, girl, you really dumb. And then it's Krishan. So they were standing outside, and it was Natalie, some girl named Slim, some girl named Roly Poly, and a girl named Bree from season 17 of Bad Girls Club. Don't know Bree. And Persuasion from, I don't know what season Persuasion is from, but she's from Bad Girls Club as well. So their house is split, and they were standing outside, and I noticed that Krishan at one point had a damn pacifier in her mouth. And I looked at her, I'm like, she got a pacifier in her mouth? And I believe on that pacifier, it has Blueface on it. I know she has a water bottle with Blueface on it. Then recently, y'all know she has a missing tooth right here. This tooth is missing. So she went to a orthodontist, and they put a tooth in there, right? I guess he had a issue with that tooth, so she unscrewed the tooth and took it out. And she went back and she asked the doctor, would he make a tooth with her nigga's face on it? I was like, girl. And then she got that new tooth with his face on it. I was like, oh my God. Then I saw a video of them out to eat, and she took the tooth out once again. I was like, girl, what the fuck? No, at her like a denture thing, right? She took it out and put it on the table to eat. I was like, what in the hell is this? And this is why I say I really want for the blogs to stop posting them, because at this point, all you are doing is just, adding fuel to the flames. You're just giving them a platform to be ultra toxic at this point. So he did a video also this week talking about why. I guess he was trying to explain what happened, saying that she's been cheating on him. I don't bit much more believe that girl is cheating on him than I believe that there is a man sitting on the moon right about now. Like, what? And there could be a man on the moon right now, but I don't know that. And I'm like, you saying she's cheating on you? How in the hell is that possible when this girl is obsessed with you? Someone that is obsessed with you, like Krishan is obsessed with Blueface, she ain't finna cheat on you, nigga. She is not cheating on that man. Now, are you cheating on her? Quite possibly. I would believe that you're cheating on her before I believe that she is cheating on you. Blueface can go to hell and miss me with that dribble drabble. He can miss me with that dribble drabble. Like, please miss me with it. I really hope and pray that someone can intervene on Krishan's behalf and just tell her, like, baby, you. And I also saw a video of her. She was a track. She ran track, and she's very good at it, and she's talented. But you wasting. And I think Krishan is a very young girl. Krishan is in her early 20s, I think, and you wasting your life on Blueface. Why? She's a beautiful girl, beautiful young lady. But like I said, she also, because on Baddie South, you can see some of the issues with her. She has a temper. She is quick to fight. I just really want Krishan just to sit down with somebody, have a talk with somebody, and just figure out what the issues are and do better for her. I want better for Krishan, because I can see the potential in that young lady. I see the potential in her. I'm gonna pray for her that she eventually gets the fuck away from Blueface. I'm gonna pray for her. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about that, and we're gonna talk about it in the comment section, and we're gonna move forward, you guys. Alright, guys, so since we're talking about toxic relationships, let's keep on with these next two. So you guys, Irv Gotti went on Drink Champs, which is Norie's podcast, right? So I always knew that Irv Gotti had an obsession with Ashanti. This podcast, his drunk ass, he really let it slip how it is. So he was talking about Ashanti's. You guys remember that Ashanti was in a relationship with Nelly for off and on for 11 years, right? So at the same time, Irv Gotti was married. I know he's divorced, right? If he is, I know the ex-wife's like, I thank God that I got away from that mother, because I mean, he was drunk. He was slurring his words. So he was talking about when he found out that Nelly and Ashanti were in a relationship, right? He said God told him. I was like, wait a minute now. Don't bring God into this. Leave G-O-D out of it. So he says that he was watching an NBA game and he saw them. And he was like, it hurt him to see her with him, because he was in, this the girl that I'm in love with. I'm like, you in love with another woman, but you were married at the time. Ooh, Irv. like I said, when I used to, like, back in the day when I used to do like Access Granted and stuff on BET, or whatever MTV's version of it was, when they would used to do video shoots and Irv would show up and be around Ashanti, it was hella creepy to me. I always got creepy vibes from him. Like, I always got creepy vibes from Irv. The way he talked about Ashanti, the way he would be when he would be around Ashanti, his mannerisms. I always got a creep vibe from him. I always got the creep vibe from him. Like, the hell? I'm just still thrown off about the fact that talking about, kind of saying like he had accepted that they were in a relationship. Nigga, that ain't had nothing to do with you. You were married at the time. That woman was single and free to do whatever she wanted with whomever she wanted, and she chose to do that with Nelly. Nelly was single, she was single. Wasn't nobody cheating on each other, so they were free and clear. You were married, harboring feelings for another woman. What is the age difference between Ashanti and Irv Gotti, you guys? Because when Ashanti hit the scene, she was in her, how old was it? Because Ashanti, when she came out, she was in her, she's not that much older than I am. I do know that much. Ashanti is not significant, not that much older than I am. I think Ashanti might be, because Ashanti came out in the early 2000s. So in the early 2000s, when did Foolish come out? Foolish came out in 01, right? Foolish came out in 01. Because I believe Ashanti, if she hadn't already graduated high school, she was still in high school. And when Foolish came out, I was in middle school. So 01. I was 10 going on 11 that year. And I believe Ashanti, if she wasn't in her late teens, she was in her early 20s. But how the fuck old is Irv Gotti is the question. Irv is older than Ashanti. Irv is older than her. Because I feel like Irv got to be somewhere near his 50s, right? Irv got to be near 50. Because I feel like Irv Gotti and Ja Rule are closer in age than Irv and Ashanti are. It's not that I'm sure. I'm positive of that. Hey, Siri. Hey, you. Hey, Siri. How old is Irv Gotti?
Irv Gotti is 52 years old.
Exactly. Hey, Siri. How old is Ashanti?
Ashanti is 41 years old.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? I knew Ashanti wasn't much older than me. So Irv is 52 and Ashanti is 41 years old. Predatory ass. She might have been legal, but nigga, you were still a predator. Ugh. So, okay, she's 41. So, like I said, she came out in 01. So, yeah. A young girl. Ugh. Okay, yeah, you guys. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next story. But let me know what you guys think about this situation with Irv and Ashanti. It's one-sided and in his head. Let's pause here and move forward. Alright, you guys, let's talk about the next dysfunctional relationship we got to talk about. Neo and his, I guess, soon-to-be ex-wife, Crystal. So, with Crystal, girl, I don't know what you were expecting when it came to Neo. Did you not know that? I mean, he cheated on Monietta, right? Monietta she got her tubes tied, right? After that situation with Monietta and Neo, I never saw it for him after that situation with him and Monietta. I never saw it for him. And when Neo first came out, I loved his music. But after that situation with him and Monietta, I was like, you know what, Neo? I'm Gucci on you. Like, you ain't my cup of tea that you would do that to a woman and then gonna get with this Crystal woman and have another family with her. Marry her and have another family with her. But you never married Monietta. You had kids with her and you made it so that way she can't even have kids anymore. and now she's in a whole new marriage and a relationship. And if she and her husband want to have kids, it's a wrap because of you. So yeah, I didn't see it for him. So Crystal and Neo, now you guys know, before the pandemic, they were getting ready to go through a divorce, but they soon called off that divorce and they got remarried. Well, last week Crystal went on Instagram and she decided that she wanted to blast her husband, or soon to be ex-husband, Neo, right? Because she says that Neo has been cheating on her. Now, I just read before I came on camera that Neo is allegedly expecting another baby with another woman. And again, I say, if the man has a track record, you guys hear a plane going over? If the man has a track record, why would you expect anything different? Like, why would you expect anything different? If that man has done it once before. Now, I'm not saying once a cheater, always a cheater, but girl, I guess you can go back to the saying, how you get them is how you lose them, right? Typically, that's the case. So, now Neo, when she blasted him on social media, right? He went under her comments and commented on the post. I was like, girl, that man is literally basically telling you in no uncertain terms, he don't give a fuck at this point. You guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I know this is gonna come off shady, and it's not really me being shady. It's just me saying what I used to think when I first saw Neo back, and when he first his first album and his first single. When Neo came out, I thought Neo was gay. I always thought Neo was gay, and then when I found out about Manietta, I was like, is he bi? Because that man is gay. I thought it for years that Neo was gay. I really did. I really thought Neo was gay. But I'm just still sitting here thinking to myself, I'm really sitting here thinking to myself with Crystal, like, girl, it's kind of like what Erica De Niro says, read the Yelp reviews. Girl, you obviously didn't read the Yelp reviews. You didn't read the whole facts. You didn't get nothing. You didn't get the whole facts. You didn't read the Yelp reviews. You didn't do nothing. Well, actually, let's take that back. I believe she read the Yelp reviews, and I believe she got a copy of his whole facts. I believe that she felt like, and I'm going to ask this question to my ladies again. And I'm going to say this after the plane flies over, you guys. I'm going to ask this question to my ladies. And I'm not saying that, people can't change, right? I'm not sitting here saying that, just because he cheated on somebody, he's going to cheat on you. I'm not saying that. But I do want to ask the question of my ladies. Why do some of you feel that, and I hate to say it so morbidly, because, some people like, well, I got that good pussy. Why do some women feel that way just because you feel like you got quote unquote good pussy that's going to keep a man? Or, I don't talk, or I don't argue, I don't do this, I don't argue with him. I let him do what he want to do. And why do y'all feel like, because I'm not saying all women, but I'm saying some women attack other women because of certain things that happen in their relationship. And I would never do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I fuck my man good. I do this. I do that. A man, I hate to say this again, but vagina, that comes a dime a dozen for some men, not all. This is not about all. This is not all, but some. I want people to stop. I want that to stop. Don't feel like you are the cream of the crop, because we see it. As some women in some cases, the women get older, the men ship them off and go get a younger woman. So don't think just because you're young, you're pretty, you got a tight vagina, that they gonna stay. Some men won't. Some men will get tired. They'll treat you like a car. Once you got so many miles on you, they will take you to the car dealership and trade you out for the newer model. I'm just saying, you guys. And I'm not, and I don't want that to come off as I'm, talking down on anybody, because I'm not. I'm just saying how I feel, and I would just like for my ladies to kind of, get out of that stuff. But hey, let me know what you guys think about that, and we're gonna move on, you guys. I need to wrap up. I need to wrap this up. Alright, you guys, so next up, let's talk about Shakira. So, Shakira, this came out last Friday after I did my video. So, Shakira is facing up to 8 years in prison in Barcelona for tax evasion. So, I did see that they say that, she might have benefited from offshore accounts. So, the prosecutors in Barcelona, they are going to demand a fine of Shakira of up to $24.5 million. They say that she defrauded them of $14.5 million between 2012 and 2014. So I guess they must have given Shakira a plea, but Shakira, she rejected the plea because Shakira is professing her innocence, and that when they go to court, that she will be proven innocent. Good luck with that one, sis. Good luck. All right, you guys, and then let's pause here and move forward. So the next story up, you guys, is going to be about Iman Shrimpers. So he was arrested this week here at DFW Airport, and he was arrested for possession of 6 ounces of marijuana. Damn. This is not a legal state. Texas is not legal when it comes to marijuana. Now over the last few years, they've gotten lax on being arrested for marijuana. So if you have less than an ounce of weed, because before, if you had weed on you, they take you right to the jail. But if you have less than an ounce of weed, I think they go a little bit, I think it's like a misdemeanor now instead of a felony. But 6 ounces, he has a felony. And he also had in his possession 14 rounds, but no gun. He was heading back to LA to go pick up the girls. Oh God, Jesus. I wonder, why did he have, Texas is not illegal, you guys. I'm telling you here right now, once again, Texas, don't bring no weed here, because it ain't a legal state. Like, we've been trying to get them to pass. It's been it's been up for votes in Texas, but it's just not passing. I feel like at some point it will pass. It's got to pass, because it took years. Like, in certain counties, they were dry. Like my hometown was dry as long as I had been alive. And I think my hometown went wet. My hometown and the surrounding cities, they went wet a little bit after my 21st birthday. Because I got to vote for that. I actually got to vote for that to, make it okay, to make it a law that we can sell, beer and alcohol in my hometown. So they sell it. But I feel like it'll happen eventually. But yeah, Iman and anybody else don't have weed. Just saying. Alright, you guys, so let's pause here and move on to the last 3 stories I got. Alright, guys, so next up, someone asked me to talk about this situation at the Taco Bell where the manager threw scalding hot water on the girls. Now, I did see that last week on the news when it happened, but I didn't know that it happened here in Dallas. I was none the wiser about that until someone, left a comment like, do you have an update on that? I was like, I saw that, but I didn't know it was Dallas. So I looked into it. I don't know the particulars of what happened. I do know that the young ladies, the woman that the water was thrown on, she is suing them for over $1 million. And I was reading the article, you guys, and I got to who the attorney was, and I was like, oh my God. So the attorney that's representing the woman is Ben Crump. I was like, what the fuck? Ben Crump? Oh my God. So I don't know where this particular Taco Bell is, you guys. I know the area that the Taco Bell is in. All right, you guys. So the Taco Bell, I was saying, I know the area that it's in is off of Abrams. I know that area is in North Dallas, and I do live in North Dallas, but that's the far end of North Dallas, and it's a side that I never go to. It's kind of hood. I'm not afraid to go over there. It's just it's a lot that happens in that area. It's a lot of crime over there. It's our cousins that are over there. Again, I'm not afraid to go in the area, but I just prefer not to. It's just a lot over there that it's ran down over there. There's a lot of homeless people over there, There's a lot of crime over there in that area. So it's just an area that I prefer not to go to. I do, when I go home, I do drive past that area, but that's all I do is literally drive past that area. But yeah, you guys, that's all I know about it. I do know that, like I said, the young ladies are suing them for over $1 million, and I don't know what possessed that person to throw scalding hot water on them, but I do hope that they win that case. And that's it. And then let's move over to the next story, which is going. So let's pause here and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So the last story before I get to the actually this is the last story. So Beyonce. So Renaissance came out last Friday, and love the album, guys. It's been on heavy rotation since it came out. If you guys want to go check out the video that I did about Renaissance, go check it out. So there's been a lot of issues, and I talked about Khalees in that, so I'm not going to go too deep into this situation with Khalees because I've already discussed it. I understand where Khalees is coming from, but I also get Beyonce as well. So Beyonce this week said, fuck it. If Khalees got an issue with it, I'm just going to remove the sample from the album. And that's what she did. Now, see, for me, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I've listened to Energy. I never really heard the sample. Because people said it's Milkshake, and I'm like, where at? And I heard people say it's at the end. I'm like, where at? I don't hear the sample. I didn't hear the sample, you guys. And beat the Beehive, you guys. My best friend, like, you were part of the Beehive. I will say I'm a part of the Beehive, but I'm not one of those crazy stans that'll just defend everything Beyonce. Like, people went into Khalees's comments and just attacking her. Now, Khalees, you shouldn't have responded to them trolls. Just let them have it, right? Khalees took the time to respond to some of those people. I'm like, girl, I wouldn't have done it. Khalees is better than me. Then also this week, I know Beyonce is going to be removing the word spaz from, I forget which song it is, because I can't pronounce it. Is it Albius, you guys? Ableist, I think it is. You guys, I have an issue with, I'm not gonna sit here and say you can't be offended by things like that, but since I've grown up, that's a word that we use, spaz, and we don't mean it in a derogatory term. I want people to have more, I want people to feel that same way when people use the word nigga and nigger with the ER. I want people to have that same energy. That's all I gotta say. If you guys want to know my opinions on the situation between Beyonce and Khalees, you guys can definitely go check out the video. I will try to remember to link it so you guys can go find it. But yeah, do that. And then let's move over to the last story, you guys. And lastly, you guys, let's say congratulations are in order to John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. They are expecting another baby, so this will be baby number 3 for them, right? After they suffered their miscarriage, I really did feel bad for them. And Chrissy Teigen is not one of my favorite people. By no means is Chrissy Teigen a favorite of mine. I think she can be quite annoying. The only time that I really fucked with Chrissy Teigen was when she was going back and forth talking shit about you know who. That was the only time I saw it for Chrissy Teigen. But hey, that's all the stories that I got this week, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about each and every topic that we discussed in the video. Like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And we do this every single week, same time, same place, same channel, and your same host, JB. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys later. Definitely be safe, you guys, with monkeypox, COVID, polio, all that. Be safe, you guys. And I will see you guys later on. So I'm going to try to do our Friday shows early. So I'm going to try to do the Friday shows when I get back from going out to eat. I'm going to try to get them up you guys might see them between midnight and as early as 3 in the morning or whatever. But I'm definitely going to get them out early to you guys this time. So you'll probably see them Saturday morning, but by the time you see them, I'll be done already, because I got to go home and pick up my package from Beyonce. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.